This is worded extremely threateningly. Time to visit some sixth graders at Shoal River Middle School. Stop. Okay, dude. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, stop. He tries so hard. Call Jerry Nadler. We need a hearing on this. Hashtag freed Britney. You sick fuck. You want to free Britney so you can fucking imprison herself. Imprison her yourself, isn't it? You fucking asshole. You could scroll through his Facebook pictures. I don't want that. I think if I saw like I think if I saw like Bernie Sanders with young like boys and girls like that, I just wouldn't feel the same way. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's because he's literally under investigation for fucking a 17-year-old. So that's why I feel doubly weirded out by Matt Gaetz, and also because he just straight up looks like a villain. What? So what basically happened yesterday was, okay, there's some boys here, finally. Enjoy my time at the students of Pensacola Christian Academy. Have fun on your trip to DC. What's going on with this dude's hair? So what does he say to the kids? Like, hey, let's take a selfie together? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you talk to a fucking 14-year-old girl and you go, hey, can we take a selfie together? That's really weird. It doesn't matter what your profession is, okay? And you bet your fucking ass that, like, the 12-year-old girl isn't like, let's take a selfie together. I want to show all my friends at Roblox that I took a photo with Matt Gaetz, Representative Trump supporter Matt Gaetz. You know what I mean? So, like, poggers, I love Roblox. That's funny. I've never had someone who looks so much like me criticize my looks. I mean, this Colin Jost does not look like fucking Matt Gaetz. Let's be real. 14-year-olds do 100% do that. Wait, really? Why the fuck would a 14-year-old give a shit about Matt Gaetz, dude? Last one since there is a boy. Wait, what happened? Did he block me in the process? Like, what the fuck? Or is this a meme because there is no this? No, the photo is taken down. No, it's a meme. It's a meme. Sorry, that page doesn't exist. The person is memeing, dude. Fuck you, dude. Anyway, so fucking super creepy, right? So let's continue. So we finished the Matt Gaetz saga. So he calls into Tucker Carlson last night. So when you're under investigation by the Department of Justice, right, into statutory rape and potentially like sex trafficking of a minor over state lines, right? Like, if that's the investigation that you are that's being conducted into you, what do? Well, you leak to Axios that you're going to quit doing politics, even though you have an incredible career ahead of you in the Republican Party, which is why I thought it was so incredibly strange earlier yesterday. I was like, why the fuck would Matt Gaetz come out and say he's not going to run again? That's so stupid. Very creepy. 2 hours later, we knew what was going on. We knew immediately why he had said that. So, 2 hours after he said he's not going to run he's not going to run for a future in office or anything like that, it comes out that, the Department of Justice is investigating him. So what do? Well, you go on Tucker Carlson, of course, and try to implicate your bestie. Let's watch.
The New York Times ran a story saying that Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz is under federal investigation for playing some role in sex trafficking and potentially having a relationship with a 17-year-old girl. There are very few details in major news outlets tonight about this story. We have no background on it all and not even any very informed questions. Instead, we've invited Congressman Gaetz on the show to respond to these stories and give us his view of them. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it. So this is obviously a serious allegation. Tell us what the truth is from your perspective.
It is a horrible allegation, and it is a lie. The New York Times is running a story that I have traveled with a 17-year-old woman, and that is verifiably false. People can look at my travel records and see.
Dude, there is just something about him, dude. It's very weird. Like, he makes me so uneasy. Like, I hate Tucker Carlson, but like, bro, what did you do? Did you like fuck your eyebrows up or something on purpose to just like literally look scarier than you actually are? Like, you literally just have that fucking perfectly coiffed hair and shit. It's just so, holy fuck. 17-year-old woman, by the way. But again, I wasn't the only one who caught the fucking fact that he was like, I never traveled with that 17-year-old woman. Everyone was like, what the fuck? That's a weird way to dismiss the accusations that you fucked a 17-year-old girl. You know?
See that is not the case. What is happening is an extortion of me and my family involving a former Department of Justice official. On March 16th, my father got a text message demanding a meeting wherein a person demanded $25 million in exchange for making horrible sex trafficking allegations against me go away. Our family was so troubled by that, we went to the local FBI. And the FBI and the Department of Justice were so concerned about this attempted extortion of a member of Congress that they asked my dad to wear a wire, which he did with the former Department of Justice official. Tonight, I am demanding that the Department of Justice and the FBI release the audio recordings that were made under their supervision and at their direction, which will prove my innocence and that will show that these allegations aren't true. They're merely intended to try to bleed my family out of money. And this former Department of Justice official tomorrow was supposed to be contacted by my father so that specific instructions could be given regarding the wiring of $4.5 million as a down payment on this bribe. I don't think it's a coincidence that tonight, somehow, the New York Times is leaking this information, smearing me.
So, if someone is extorting you, why would they leak that information? The entire purpose of like extortion is that they hold that over your head and then they get the money. So why would they fuck themselves over? Like, I guess these guys are simultaneously the best extorters on the planet because they are able to like catch you in fucking 4K doing something that you didn't even do, but they make it seem like it's there's enough evidence to make it seem like you certainly did. Otherwise, the extortion wouldn't work. Like, here's why extortion doesn't work. If you're Matt Gaetz and you've never fucked a 17-year-old and someone says, hey, Matt Gaetz, you fucked a 17-year-old. We caught you in 4K. You say, no, I didn't. Shut the fuck up. And you move on. And then there's no extortion. But if you're Matt Gaetz and the extorters are so good that they like literally make it seem like you actually did fuck a 17-year-old when you hadn't fucked a 17-year-old, then why would they fucking fumble the bag on the finish line? Like, why would they just fumble right as they're about to successfully extort you? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So what's going on here? You know what I mean? It's a little it's a little fucking weird that this is his robust defense strategy, which is the extorters are very good and they made a fake story up, but also simultaneously we were going to pay them to shut up, but also then they leaked it before we could pay them. What about Cuomo? Oh, wait, he's a Democrat? Wait, fuck Andrew Cuomo, dumbass. I fucking shit on Cuomo all day, every day. Also, even Cuomo didn't fuck a 17-year-old, so shut the fuck up, bitch. He is a fucking monster for many different reasons, but...
and ruining the investigation that would likely result in one of the former colleagues of the current DOJ being brought to justice for trying to extort me and my family.
So a couple of obvious questions that come to mind, and again, just to restate, this just happened, don't have any other information beyond what we've already said and you have said. First of all, who is this Department of Justice former employee who's trying to extort the money from you, you say?
His name is David McGee. He was a top official in the leadership in the Northern District of Florida as a prosecutor. He currently works at the Beggs and Lane law firm. As a matter of fact, one of the recordings that was made at the FBI and Department of Justice request occurred at that law firm, and the money that was supposed to be paid today that would have shown even more evidence of David McGee's work in this extortion scheme, that was foiled by the New York Times story, and I believe that's why this horrible information and these terrible allegations have been used this evening.
So you're, and I'll get to the investigation in a sec, but you're saying that David McGee was motivated by greed. He was trying to extort money from your family. That's his motivation, you're saying?
I know that there was a demand for money in exchange for a commitment that he could make this investigation go away along with his co-conspirators. They even claim to have specific connections inside the Biden White House. Now, I don't know if that's true. They were promising that Joe Biden would pardon me. Obviously, I don't need a pardon. I'm not seeking a pardon. I have not done anything improper or wrong.
What? There's no way, dude. What the fuck? Wait, so David McGee catches wind that there's an investigation going on into Matt Gaetz, and then this story doesn't make any sense. So the originators of the investigation have to be investigating on a falsehood, right? Like, you have to. What? This is David McGee? Does this guy look like he's trying to extort Matt's dad for $25 million? I mean, he looks pretty fucking evil for the most part, but he's a lead attorney for the United States Department of Justice Organized Crime Task Force. He has an extensive experience in complex litigation in both civil and criminal area and courts. I mean, he's probably paid as fuck, to be honest, but okay, so Representative Matt Gaetz faces Justice Department investigation over alleged relationship with a teen girl. So here's what doesn't matter. Here's what doesn't make sense. Okay, like, there's a lot that doesn't make sense. But one of the weirdest parts about this fucking story is, like, it kind of doesn't mention the Department of Justice investigation being conducted at the moment, being conducted on falsehoods. Like, at no point does he say, like, I mean, he kind of briefly alludes to it, but just moves on from whether or not the origination of this entire conversation, which is the DOJ investigation into him fucking a 17-year-old, is a completely fake investigation. An investigation which started under Trump's Department of Justice. So like, if I was being accused of something that I haven't done, I think I wouldn't even, like, deflect away from the main point. I would literally hammer on that main point that, like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is falsehood. It's really stupid that they are doing this. I don't know why. I don't know where this is coming from. What? Future billionaire brother-in-law? I mean, that doesn't mean anything. This is just some fucking cosplay guy. Who gives a shit? Now that Greenberg faces 33 counts and... Okay, so this guy... So this is a very suspicious dude, okay? I'm going to show you guys something. So, here. So, Matt Gaetz' connection with, like... that's not just cosplay guy. That's Palmer Luckey. I don't know who that is. Do you have a lisp? No, I do not have a lisp. But it's the fucking microphone that makes it seem like I have a lisp sometimes. Lisp. No, I do not have a lisp. Okay, let's keep going. So, it's the nicotine gum that does it. I have the same problem. I mean, it's in my mouth, around my tongue at all times, so. Okay. Why, in your opinion, did Hunter Biden laptop photos with children not make mainstream news? Because the only children in the laptop were his relatives, you fucking weirdo. That's why. Yeah, I can't believe Hunter Biden is with... Brother, Hunter Biden's a pedophile. I know it, brother. Why? Because he's hanging out with his cousin, and who doesn't want to fuck their cousins? You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Matt Gaetz is an honest American, brother. He just, you know. No, we're not going to go to the Biden infrastructure bill speech, okay? Do you want to fall asleep right now? Is that what you want? The Biden infrastructure bill is really good. It's really good. It's like minimum $2 trillion infrastructure package. I am super fond of it. Okay? I'm very excited for it. I'm just not going to watch a fucking speech as he falls asleep while I'm in the middle of this story. So, Matt Gaetz and Joel Greenberg on the same day that, or I guess like not on the same day, but here, just watch. Joel Greenberg is facing sex trafficking charges related to a girl between the ages of 14 and 17. Yo, what's going on in Florida, bro? You know how like Russia's entire economy revolves around dash cam footage and doing crocodile? I feel like the Florida economy revolves around DUIs and fucking sex trafficking of minors. What's happening? Like, is there nothing else that happens in Florida? Like, what the fuck is happening in Florida, dude? Anyway, former Seminole tax collector Joel Greenberg faces sex trafficking charges. A document which alleges 6 new counts against Greenberg in addition to 6 counts from 2 previous federal and grand jury indictments doesn't offer specifics about the sex trafficking charge except that the alleged crime occurred in 2017. There was a sex trafficking charge that occurred in 2017. Here is, 2017 is a big year. We don't know exactly what point in 2017 did he do to the sex trafficking, but here is Joel Greenberg hanging out with Matt Gaetz and Roger Stone. Roger Stone. One more thing about Matt Gaetz that I want to mention here, aside from the fact that I think he was dating a college girl and when he was in Congress, but the reason why so ex-GOP official Joel Greenberg was flaunted, or ex-GOP official Matt Greenberg flaunted ties to Matt Gaetz. Then he was charged with child sex trafficking. Okay. He was an ascended political player in Seminole County, where he unseated a longtime incumbent in the race for county tax collector. He won a political battle. And he constantly talked about his connections to prominent Republicans with close ties to the then President Donald Trump, including Representative Matt Gaetz and Roger Stone. Last June, his reputation fell apart in spectacular fashion when federal investigators arrested him on stalking and child sex trafficking charges, prompting his resignation. Womp womp. So, now the Justice Department is investigating allegations that Gaetz had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl and paid her to travel across state lines, the Washington Post reported on Tuesday. Gaetz confirmed that the inquiry was happening on an interview with Axios, but said the allegations are an attempt to extort his family, and the FBI is separately investigating the extortion claim. So the FBI is what? Investigating itself? Like, because the investigation is occurring by the FBI. So what's happening here? It's unclear exactly how Greenberg's criminal case is connected to the Gaetz investigation. Greenberg's lawyers did not immediately respond to the questions from the Post, but it's clear that these two men who posed for a photo together outside the White House in 2019, and another photo, by the way, this, like, they have been around for a while. Okay, they've been homies for some time now. One, they hung out back in 2017 when he was originally popped. Wait, hold on. Actually, I want to. I mean, this is like Matt Gaetz was urging him to run back in 2017. And they hung out all the way up in 2019 as well. So that's in 2017 when they're hanging out. That's in 2019 when they're hanging out. They're buds. Okay. Greenberg's entire stint in office was tumultuous, both high-profile political battles and repeated scandals marring his tenure in Seminole County in Central Florida near Orlando. He is an independent audit conducted for the county also found that he used public funds to buy body armor, weapons, ammunition, and a drone. He also purchased a $90,000 server room to benefit a cryptocurrency company he created. Oh my God, dude. Libertarians, dude. Dude, this is literally why I say just fucking build a wall around Florida, okay? I'm sorry. But, like, we literally need to keep these people inside Florida, okay? Like... Like, this guy is literally a libertarian meme, basically. Those servers overloaded a circuit breaker inside a county building, sparking a fire that caused $6,700 in damages that weren't covered by insurance, the audit said. But, of course, that wasn't enough to end his career. What actually ended up ending his career is... Oh, sorry. He stalked a fucking political adversary. He resigned the next day. And then his end to his political career was made permanent when he, got caught. Well, actually, no. 2017 wasn't. 2017 was when he was charged with sex trafficking minors, and he still kept going, I guess, thanks to those like Matt Gaetz who pushed for him to. The federal investigator said Greenberg had posed a very concerned student in anonymous letters sent to the school where the political rival worked as a teacher. The letters accused the teacher of having inappropriate sexual contact with the student. Oh, come on. The tax collector also created imposter Facebook and Twitter accounts made it look like they belonged to the teacher and wrote posts that portrayed his adversary as a segregationist and in favor of white supremacy. In August, federal investigators added charges that Greenberg had used his government position to commit identity theft and accused him of sex trafficking a child. Investigators said they found several fake IDs inside of Greenberg's home and accused tax collectors of improperly accessing a state database to access personal information of people he was in sugar daddy relationship with, including a minor victim between the ages of 14 and 17. Greenberg allegedly made fake IDs to help facilitate his efforts to engage in commercial sex acts, according to the indictment. Whew. He allegedly used his wife's Snapchat account to track her location and showed up in his mother-in-law's home uninvited around 5 a.m. His mother-in-law called the police and Greenberg was arrested in Seminole County. Real fucking freak, dude. Real. I mean, this is a Florida man. This is a red-blooded Florida man, brother. That's what it is. What it is, yeah, you know. So let's get back to the fucking Matt Gaetz defense now. Now that you know a little bit more about the people that the company that he keeps, and what he is being accused of. No, I'm not gonna watch fucking Nick Fuentes' take on this, because I'm not a fucking idiot.
But what I am troubled by is the real motivation for all of this. You know, just tonight, Ted Lieu, a Democrat, is calling on me to be removed from the House Judiciary Committee. And I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation. I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like. You know the pain it can bring to you.
Oh, that's really bad. Oh my God. Oh, it's so bad, dude. That's like, if I'm Tucker Carlson at that moment, I'm like, why the fuck are you still on my show? You gotta pull the plug, dude. It's like, motherfucker, I wasn't being investigated by the FBI. What the fuck? I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, why are you comparing your situation to mine, bro? What the fuck? We are not the same right now. Tucker, you are just like me. You and I, we are one and the same, Tucker. We also both have been investigated by the FBI for sex acts against minors.
To your family, and you know how it just puts people on defense when you're accused of something so salacious and awful, but it did not happen. It is not true. And the fact that it is the basis of this attempt to extort my family tells a lot. And if the FBI and Department of Justice will release the tapes that they are in possession of, the American people will see what is really going on.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen.
That's why Tucker, look at him. He's like trying to fucking, he's trying so hard not to be like, it's not the same. Like, he's like, it's not the same. You cannot make this comparison. It is not the same.
And you do see it a lot. Let's go back to the investigation. You say that it was or is underway. There was an investigation. What is the basis of that investigation? What is the allegation? That's really not very clear from these news stories.
Yeah, again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine.
Bro, he is not done. He's like, well, you know, you and I are just the same. You and I went to dinner, and I brought my 17-year-old girlfriend to the dinner. Come on, Tucker. Just say it. Yes, say yes, Tucker. Come on.
You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The hyper-reactionary Department of Justice that was under the command of the fucking Bill Barr was setting Matt Gaetz up for failure, dude. Yeah. It seems like a legitimate thing.
providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But I would like to know who. So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship.
Oh, God. Tucker's like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. Why did I have this motherfucker on the show, dude?
With. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about at the New York Times?
The person doesn't exist. I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false. The allegation, as I read it in the New York Times, is that I've traveled with some 17-year-old in some relationship. That is false, and records will bear that out to be false.
How long has this investigation been going on? Do you know?
It's like she was 16. Haha, technically did not lie.
I don't know.
When were you first informed of it?
Again, I really saw this as a deeply troubling challenge for my family on March 16th when people were, talking about a minor and that there were pictures of me with child prostitutes. That's obviously false. There will be no.
Bro, dude, what is he doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, he's just dry snitching on himself, dude. Bro, you're literally giving up more information than was like readily accessible to people. What the fuck? Why is he doing this?
No such pictures because no such thing happened. But really on March 16th was when this got going from the extortion standpoint.
It's like he's just going to keep adding on to it. People are saying I did horrific sex acts with animals, but like specifically puppies. And, puppies are very cute, but they're also a lot younger than like a regular dog. And like, dogs are like 7 times the age of humans, right? So like technically, a 3-month-old puppy, well, it's whatever, it's called puppy play, Tucker. It's not a human being. They're saying that I've been doing this, but I wasn't doing this, of course. He's just like getting really into it and like explaining things that no one knew existed. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, Tucker, they're saying I murdered someone. It's like, what? No, they're not. Shut up, Matt Gaetz. They said I horrifically murdered someone with my bare hands, and dumped the body in the underpass on I-95. And you would be able to find the body, they're saying, if you were to drive over the underpass and get down there. It's like right under the graffiti. Tucker, they're saying all of these things. Please do not look into it. It's fake.
So what happens next? I mean, you can say there is this investigation, I guess a criminal investigation. I'm not quite sure where the sex trafficking part comes in. I don't, again, for the 5th time, I don't really understand the story very well. But
oh no! Oh no! Oh God! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, dude. No, okay, we're just fucking around. Okay, let's keep going.
Where does it go from here? I mean, you've made an allegation against someone by name on the air and accused him of trying to extort millions of dollars from your family. What happens tomorrow?
Well, what was supposed to happen was the transfer of this money that would have implicated the former colleague of these current DOJ officials. But that's obviously not going to happen tomorrow because the New York Times story was leaked in order to quell that investigative effort. So here's what needs to happen next. The FBI and the Department of Justice must release the tapes that are in their possession that were done at their direction. Those tapes will show that I am innocent and that the whole concept of sex charges against me was really just a way to try to bleed my family out of money and probably smear my name because I am a well-known, outspoken conservative, and I guess that's out of style in a lot of parts of the country right now.
Matt Gaetz, I appreciate your coming on tonight.
Thanks for giving me the chance to tell the truth, Tucker. I appreciate it.
It's a more interesting and complicated story than I knew from reading about it. Thank you very much.
Look at his face, dude. Is he implying that he would have paid the money in the so-called bribe? No, he's saying that. So there's two separate investigations apparently. The first investigation is him allegedly sex trafficking a minor and like doing sexual acts with a minor, right? So that's being conducted by the DOJ. And in Matt Gaetz' world, someone who's an ex-DOJ official, this lawyer dude that we were just talking about, where the fuck is his name? David L. McGee, catches wind of this investigation and decides to blackmail Matt Gaetz and his family by saying, like, I'm going to leak the information, blah, blah, blah. And that's an extortion. So Matt Gaetz is saying that he then goes to the FBI, and the FBI is like, or the DOJ, and says, like, someone's trying to extort me. So the FBI is like, oh, let's conduct a separate investigation into this extortion situation. I mean, this is all his testimony. This is all what he's saying, right? He's saying that there was a separate investigation conducted by the FBI, basically into the other ex-DOJ official extorting Matt Gaetz. But that never went anywhere because they leaked it. They leaked the story. Tucker Carlson.
If you just saw our Matt Gaetz interview, that was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted. That story just appeared in the news a couple of hours ago. And on the certainty that there's always more than you read in the newspaper, we immediately called Matt Gaetz and asked him to come on and tell us more, which, as you saw, he did. I don't think that clarified much, but it certainly showed this is a deeply interesting story, and we'll be following it. Don't quite understand it, but we'll bring.
You know he's fucking mad, dude. You know he's big mad. So if he paid the bribe money, then it is extortion. Isn't it still extortion? I don't like Tucker, but he actually looked really hurt by what happened. I mean, fuck Tucker Carlson, dude. Oh, that piece of shit. This aged. Yeah, he's claiming the attorney's offering to make it all go away for $25 million, not leak the info. Oh, the ex-DOJ official said he was going to make it all go away for $25 million. So then he went to the FBI and wanted to conduct a separate investigation into the DOJ official, saying that this is extortion. But that would imply that the original investigation is being conducted by the DOJ, and that was based on a falsehood. I'm deadass not finding any info regarding pictures with minors other than the Tuck interview. What? Oh, are you looking personally to find all the fucking photos with Matt Gaetz with minors? Yeah, you're not going to find that anywhere. You need to have my insane brain trust to be able to keyword search that quickly and that efficiently. The 30,000 sick freaks in here were the reason why this VOD is the only place where there is a compilation of Matt Gaetz with little children. This is literally the FBI, dude. Found a picture without a girl. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh. So stupid. Okay. No, he was saying you can't find people talking about pictures incriminating Matt Gaetz? Oh. Okay. Federal butt inspectors up in here. This motherfucker made a Google Doc of Gaetz' picture with children. Holy shit, I'm not clicking on that, dude. Okay, so God, I get it. Oh, there's the leak picture with Nestor. Shut up. That's funny. For those of you wondering, this is my son Nestor. We share no blood, but he's my life. He came from Cuba legally, of course, 6 years ago and lives with me in Florida. I'm so proud of him. Raising him has been the best, most rewarding thing I've done in my life. Okay, where's the original? Oh, we were going to look at the original Nestor shit. Okay, so Matt Gaetz recently was caught, like, not unlike Drake, okay, harboring a Cuban immigrant, his large adult son. He's not actually adopted. When this random, like, 25-year-old or whatever was sitting on a couch behind him, okay, as Matt Gaetz was the sole person in Congress to stand against a sex trafficking bill. Okay? And when people were like, dude, why the fuck is there like a large adult like this? Why is there like a large adult child in the background as you are fucking, talking about sex trafficking victims and shit? Who is this random person? So Matt Gaetz was like, I'm coming out. This is Nestor. This is my large adult son. I love him with my life. We're not blood related, but, here, let's just watch. For those of you wondering, this is my son Nestor. We share no blood, but he's my life. He came from Cuba, legally, of course, 6 years ago and lives with me in Florida. I'm so proud of him, and raising him has been the best, most rewarding thing I've done in my life. I have to pee so bad. Also, oh, fuck. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna fuck you guys over right now, and I'm gonna hide this video behind a paywall, baby. Let's go. Okay? Top of the fucking hour. Every hour is time for another 60-second ad break. Coming to you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and NBs. All you need to do if you no longer want to see the fucking ads is subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can do it for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. All right, there it is. It's top of the fucking hour. Here's a 1-minute ad break now. I'm gonna play the video. So there it is, boys. There it fucking is. Use the goddamn ad block and you block if you want to. All right.
So why then would I be the only no vote in the entire Congress against legislation that had human trafficking in the title? I assure you, it's not because I don't think human trafficking is a problem. It absolutely is. But far too often, the best of intentions can lead to mission creep at the federal level. As you guys can see, I've got my helper Nestor here. I'm at my parents' house out in Walton County. We've got the Christmas tree still up, and my mother will be very angry that I took a shot with the Christmas tree in the background because she called it a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, but I think it's delightful. I served as the chairman of the Criminal Justice Committee in the Florida legislature for 2 years. And during that time, Tampa was actually the third worst place in America for human trafficking.
Bro, what is he doing? He's just like doubling down. Dude, this is so funny. What? Why is he like, I mean, he's just like saying, I was dog shit, dude. I was dog shit doing, justice on sex trafficking.
So as you can imagine, we had a lot of legislators really interested and concerned about the issue. The main problem we had is that prosecutors couldn't bring human trafficking cases because the elements were too difficult to meet. Specifically, the element of duress. The case in Florida used to be that you had to prove physical duress to bring a human trafficking prosecution, which means someone had to literally put their hands
Okay, that's just not, I don't think he's like
on someone and shove them into a van or an airplane or a boat for a human trafficking event to have occurred. I was part of the leadership that changed that definition so that now economic duress, psychological duress, those forms of duress can meet the duress element so that we can actually bring cases and lock up human traffickers. Lock up human traffickers. Lock up human traffickers. Thanks so much to everyone, and look forward to seeing you soon.
He could be doing anything. Why is he sitting there doing nothing? Who is Nestor really though? Nestor is a, like I said, a large adult child that he has. This is his large adult child. What is this meme about today's stream posted 1 hour ago? I saw an harmless comment showing slightest hint of bragging. Chatter's getting ready to spam Haas mods. Okay, dude. Oh. Thank you, Goji404 for the 10 gift subs. Well, I can confirm Matt Gaetz was dating a college student while he was a member of Congress. I sat across from an intern and had her lie to me for 45 minutes at a printer manager before she sent me an email later confirming the story. There is one thing Gaetz would prefer to keep out of the media, his love life. 2 years ago, former staffer sent him a blunt text message about a 21-year-old woman Gaetz was dating, who would later become a Democratic congressional intern, urging him to ask the woman to delete photos of him from her Instagram account. The staffer wrote, "Don't be surprised if many of the conservatives and competitors like Chris Dozov in Florida may frown upon her sexually explicit images, her videos showcasing her multiple capabilities to smoke weed, and her flagrant application of language." Gaetz declined multiple requests for Mother Jones for an interview, but out of the blue, he called to identify the woman he's dated. "I'm pleading with you not to identify her." Okay, so I have capabilities to smoke weed. Yeah, some of you have that capability. Oh yeah, this was, I know what this is. This lady was like straight up, "I love my same age twink son. Raising him has been the great privilege of my life. When God realized Adam was lonely, he plucked Adam's rib from it and created a same age twink son for him to raise. I love my same age picky eating himbo twink son. Happy Father's Day to my same age twink son. Internet lingo has changed. Parents, use the below to understand what your children are up to. Same age twink son. If Matt Gaetz dies of COVID, could I get custody of his same age twink son? Same age twink son rides again." She's making fun of Nestor. This one is crazy. "What will Gaetz Gate be on 13th of January? Fucking kids, no doubt in my mind." Florida representative. How do I like? Do I put a dot here or something? Is that how you do it? Okay, there it is. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz told Fox News he let his adopted son Nestor go on spring break to COVID hotspot Panama City. "I allowed him to have an abbreviated one," Gaetz added. "I did not have a good night's rest the entire time he was there until I knew he was safe, okay, and back at school." Gaetz, 38, adopted Galban in 2013 when he was 12. Galban is the younger brother of one of Gaetz' ex-girlfriends. Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck, dude? Dude, that's so weird, dude. That is so weird. That's so fucking weird. I'm sorry, dude. Hold the fuck up, dude. What? What if Matt's large adopted son hung out with Jordan Peterson's daughter during COVID? According to an Oppo report obtained by Eve the Red, Matt Gaetz was involved in an autoerotic asphyxiation game that led to a man's death with Gaetz and his dad covered up. Can't corroborate the details of the death, but find a man who matches the alleged victim. Okay. This is like we're getting into some real God. He adored his ex's younger brother. All psychos can't stop once they find a way to leave undetected. Yeah, we don't know what this is, okay? We don't know. Like, this is just fucking. I'm sorry, but that's yeah, I'm not going to entertain that right now, at least. Okay, here's some good stuff.
Jim Crow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what's going on in fucking Georgia, okay? Georgia voter suppression bills are passing, okay? And Republicans are mad as fuck once again. Why are they mad? Not because, like, long lines are back on the menu for, citizens exercising their democratic rights, but they're mad because people have the audacity to say that making black people vote, making it harder for black people to vote is actually not Jim Crow. It's something else. Tim Crow. That's what it is. Shut up. Don't say it's Jim Crow or segregationist at all. Fuck you. Why are you saying that? It's not true. Here, let's let Ben Shabibo own you in the marketplace of ideas with an incredible analogy. I'm going to go pee. I already watched the video earlier, so.
Jim Crow explicitly created a separate system of law for black Americans and treated them as inferior. There's nothing in the law like that. That's not only an overstatement, it's just an outright lie. But, says Jamel Hill, all of corporate America should resonate to the lie. The law imposes new voter identification requirements for absentee ballots. Well, clearly that's racist. I mean, you mean you have to show that you are who you say you are when you vote absentee? If you can explain to me how that's racist, I'm willing to hear it. Anyone? Bueller? It limits the use of ballot drop boxes. Oh, you mean like ballot drop boxes where people could just stuff the ballot box or take ballots out of the ballot box? It hands state officials more power over local elections. Even before the legislation passed, many voters of color in Georgia faced hours-long queues at the polls. By the way, voter suppression doesn't involve long lines, any more than long lines at Disneyland are ride suppression. You know what voter suppression is? Voter suppression is where you don't get to vote. Making those waits even more arduous, the new law bans giving food and water to people in line to vote. That's not even true. It bans giving any gift to people in line when they are within 150 feet of the polling place. You can bring water with you. There are people outside who can give you water. This is just not true.
Dude, absolutely fucking cumstered and dumpstered. Sorry, guys. So listen. Hypothetically, people like to say Jim Crow is bad, but separate but equal means they're separate, which is understandable because, they should be separate, but they're still equal. Equality is in the name, folks. How could you ever say Jim Crow laws are actually devastating or bad when equality is built into the name? Separate but equal. Now, not only that, but people like to say that this is discriminatory against black people. Well, show to me where it says black people cannot vote. The laws that we have in the segregated South are actually necessary. For example, the grandfather law. If your grandfather, hypothetically, is not allowed to vote, then you are not allowed to vote. That doesn't say that your grandfather has to be black. Maybe some black people's grandfathers were allowed to vote. I think that is devastating, that these liberals are hypothetically trying to make it seem like this is a segregative policy or discriminatory against blacks. That's the argument that fucking Ben Shabibo would make back then, and this is the modernized version of that argument. Point me to where the law says blacks can't vote is not a fucking own, okay? Also, there is so many different reasons why this analogy is so stupid. One, rich people literally buy fast passes. Okay? Like, they can literally buy fast passes to fucking vote or skip the line. So that's really stupid. 2, waiting in any line is not the same as waiting in line for other shit. That's why, well, Ben Shabibo would make the argument for this as well because he's a fucking moron. But, like, waiting in line for food in a bread line is different than waiting in fucking line to entertain yourself in the movie theater, okay? What the fuck? Just like waiting in fucking line to vote is different than waiting in line to entertain yourself and purely have some additional pleasure in your life.
When you vote absentee?
Yes, Jim Crow laws didn't explicitly make separate systems for black people. Like you said, they literally just made voting harder for black people without saying the N-word. Exactly, which is why I talked about the grandfather law, which is a real law. And that is exactly what Ben Shabibo's argument sounds like. Like, racists have always been very stupid otherwise, but very, very fucking clever and creative when it comes to using carefully coded language. They're not like saying black people are, well, at least when they're writing legislation, they're not saying black people are N-words and cannot vote. They're saying stuff like, well, there's a grandfather law, or we're going to have literacy tests because it's important for people to be able to write and read. That's how you fucking enact segregationist policies without literally or poll taxes. Like, that's how you enact segregationist policies without actually saying, like, black people can't do it.
If you can explain to me how that's racist, I'm willing to hear it. Anyone? Bueller? It limits the use of ballot drop boxes. Oh, you mean like ballot drop boxes where people could just stuff the ballot box or take ballots out of the ballot box? It hands state officials more power over local elections. Even before the legislation passed, many voters of color in Georgia faced hours-long queues at the polls. By the way, voter suppression doesn't involve long lines, any more than long lines at Disneyland are ride suppression. You know what voter suppression is? Voter suppression is where you don't get to vote. Making those waits even...
I mean, yeah, that's the whole point, though. Like, that's literally the whole point. If you can't wait for 6 hours in a fucking line because you have a job and because the polling station is open on a work day only, or because of health reasons, for example, exclusively as a man-made problem, by the way, when the government refuses to open up more polling stations in your neighborhood because your neighborhood simply does not have enough of a socioeconomic standing for the government to care about it. That is suppression. You are deterring people from voting by artificially creating roadblocks. That's literally what suppression is. It doesn't always have to be at the barrel of a gun, okay? It doesn't literally always have to be like cops being like, oh, are you black? Oh, we'll get the fuck out of here. You can't vote today. Like, that's not voter suppression.
Even more arduous, the new law bans giving food and water to people in line to vote. That's not even true. It bans giving any gift to people in line when they are within 150 feet of the polling place. You can bring water with you. There are people outside who can give you water. This is just not true.
Ben's Disneyland argument makes no sense because if he got a one-day pass to Disneyland and he spent the whole day in line for a Tower of Terror with his daughter, he'd lose his fucking mind and complain to park management. Yeah. And you bet your fucking ass he also wouldn't end up getting on the ride at the end of the day, too. Like, he probably would leave after 3.5 fucking hours. He'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, wait. Guess what? Yeah, your fucking ride got suppressed. Also because you're too short. And you must be this tall to fucking ride this ride. So your daughter is probably fine, but you, my friend, are not. Yep. There you go. I mean, I said the exact same thing. Disneyland famously sells passes to let you skip the lines. Yep. So fucking stupid.